Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Jeffrey and this is AutoAlchemy, the intersection between typology and self-growth. And today, after a long gap, I am finally returning to the MBTI Memes subreddit. You guys should really go check the subreddit out. I think they also have a YouTube channel. I'll put an image on the screen right now. They have some really funny content and I highly encourage you to shift some traffic their way. By keeping subreddits like this alive, you keep my ass alive. Anyway, yeah, let's look at some memes. It has been a hot minute and I've been hungry for a meme. So we're starting off here with this King of the Hill meme. Not all INFPs are extremely emotional crybabies. He's trying to send that message to the kids in the classroom. All the stereotypes are the kids in the classrooms, but the stereotypes can't read. I find that to be an offensive stereotype about stereotypes, but what are you gonna do? I'm gonna have to police this. I'm gonna actually have to report this to the cancel cops. I've got them on speed dial. I have a phone somewhere. Normally, I'm using it to film the video. Okay, so one thing that really irritates me, by the way, is that this new laptop that I have sounds like a vacuum cleaner. And it's like, how can I use my computer to make videos while somebody's vacuuming right on my lap? I don't know. It's really irritating. It's really irritating. You might think that this is like a funny show that I'm putting on, but part of me wants to grab this machine and break it over my knee. All right, we're only one meme in. We should probably get the show on the road. All right, let's bring this baby back. What if we made a system where nerds are cool and the popular kids were the ones getting bullied? Dude, this is the kind of conspiracy that I can get into. I think there's something to this. I think that the internet's fixation on personality type is this weird, like, F you to the way that the world has been. Now that we have a system for making sense of who we are in relationship to other people, the nerds got there first, the nerds developed the system, and the nerds, much like the patriarchs of lore, devised that system to exclude certain people. I would say 10 out of 10 on this meme. What is this? So, I mean, it's pretty low-hanging fruit. These, I guess, SP types, primarily. For some reason, they're taking out the ISFP. I don't like it when theories aren't symmetrical, and maybe that's a weird quirk of my own, but I notice that anytime somebody tries to talk about the SPs, for example, the ISFPs are often excluded. And to me, that tells me that there's something wrong fundamentally with your theory if you can't squeeze some stereotypical juice out of this one particular personality type. All right, taking it too seriously. Time to move on. Oh my God, so much King of the Hill. Okay, let's do this anime thing. The rest of my family being feelers. By the way, why do people format, hello, Icarus, can't you see that I'm making a video and that I have a superiority complex? Why do people format types like this with the X's? Why wouldn't you just say feeler? Like, you're not communicating. It's ugly as hell. It just seems pointless. It seems like you're clinging too hard to a certain formatting. There goes my baby. He's going somewhere. He's going places. This cat is going places. So anyway, a family of feelers saying to the ENTP, can't you just do something about your superiority complex? The ENTP's like, but I am your superior, am I right? Like, is it really a complex if it happens to be true in this case? And the answer is yes, actually. All right, now we have a meme about the intuitive perceivers, the INFPs, ENFPs, INTPs, ENTPs, and this one I actually think is pretty good. So let's jump into it. The message from the NP. Okay, so the samurai were officially abolished as a caste in Japanese society during the Meiji Restoration in 1867. The first ever fax machine, the printing telegraph, was invented in 1843. Abraham Lincoln was cannot speak. So Lincoln was assassinated in 1865, which means there was a 22-year window in which a samurai could have sent a fax to Abraham Lincoln. that really makes you think. It really does. Now, obviously, this is an exaggeration. This is a little bit hyperbolic, but I do relate to this a little bit, especially the sharing of random factoids. I remember once at a party, I was telling people about I believe it was during World War II, where they tried to weaponize bats by strapping bombs to bats, but they really struggled. Is this gonna get demonetized? Okay, so now we have a tier maker. We have MBTI types arguing / debating. Let's enlarge and get a better look. Oh, this is probably bad, but I don't remember these guys all by their looks alone. Let's do our best. Up top, these people won't leave you until you're convinced, and they know when you're faking it. So these people are going to hammer you over the head. They're not going to stop until they get you on the same page as them. And I think there's something to that. Something about TE that I think a lot of people overlook is that TE, not only is it trying to be reasonable or logical in a conventional sense, but it's also trying to force a sense of harmony, not the emotional harmony that you would see with the extroverted feelers, but it's trying to force a sense of consensus, a sense of we are on the same page rationale-wise, and therefore we can move forward. And then I think we have the two introverted NT types, the INTPs and the INTJs, and they will destroy your ass in a debate. Part of me is sort of suspicious that they would even get into the debate, but the trick would be to actually get them onto the debate stage. Not that it's impossible, but I'm just shitting on the meme. How I can't help myself here. That's the name of the series. Let's shit on this meme. 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Let's shit on some memes some more. I'm Snoop Doggy Dogg, and I'd like to say, wow. I'm over here 31 years old, rapping like a 15-year-old Bo Burnham, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And there are some types that debate respectfully and just care about arriving at the truth. I actually relate to this category more than any other category, I think. For me, I really don't like the optical component of debating. I think people get really hung up on that. But it reminds me a little bit of the ancient Greek problem where Socrates was somebody who was genuinely concerned about arriving at the truth. People think of him as being an NTP. He even was willing to die for at least the process of defining and discovering the truth, if not a particular set of truths. And he also saw the sophists, the people out there who were just willing to make an argument to get an effect, to play this game of interpersonal manipulation that had no real basis in truth. And that's a little boring as far as I'm concerned, as far as Socrates is concerned. Come join our team, you'll be in good company. Anyway, tangent over. I'm gonna skip to the ENTP now. They get secretly horny while debating, and man, as I read through these, I'm starting to feel like I'm completely out of touch with youth culture. What's Lil Nas X? Actually, I thought that was going to be the last meme, but I found one more that I want to check out because it seems like it could be cool. Interesting quirks about each type in my ESTJ experience. INTPs, they're actually kind of bad at video games. I don't agree with that one. Not that I have a lot of basis for saying that, but I remember watching a video on the old NT support, and I really liked the guy who was an INTP. I wish they still made videos in general, and I remember watching him play a video game with Rick, the ENTJ, and I loved to witness his thought process about how he was like mapping out the fighter's moves and the various button configurations. And he was just playing the game in a very different way than the ENTJ guy who, and this is a little bit of a caricature, but he was just smash button, TESE, boom, 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 boom. Hang on a second, I'm getting these wrong. I thought this guy was INTP because he looks like Albert Einstein, but this is the INTJ. Everything I just said was pointless, but I got to talk about an awesome channel. So I'm going to leave it in. INTJs, for all I know, they might be bad at video games. It makes a little bit of intuitive sense to me that with their lower SE, maybe they're going to strive to be good at video games, but they're not really going to be able to do that in the moment reaction as well as certain other types. So I guess this is an INTP, so I don't know why he's saying it like this unless he's trying to draw emphasis to Jimmy Neutron. Most of you I like to call Jimmy Neutron INTPs, where you use NE over TI, but SI over FE. I don't really know what that means. I think that this is a bit of a nonsensical quirk about a personality type. And then we have the ENTJs. Apparently they're actually pretty good at sports. Turns out NISE comes into clutch. I mean, it makes more sense for the ENTJ to be good at sports than the INTJ. I think that, especially if you think of the third function as being something of a hobby function, yeah, then they could actually execute with that SE in an interesting way. Final interesting quirk is that aside from the INFPs, the ENTPs are probably the most depressing type this guy has ever encountered. And as somebody who's struggled with depression for much of my life, I can't actually disagree. I thought that maybe I was an INFP once just because I was so unhappy, which is not a great way to think about personality now that I mention it. But anyway, on that depressing note, I will say I've come a long way. I feel much happier in general. I really like the way that my life has shaken out these last 5 to 10 years, but in honor of those struggling soldiers out there to whom I extend much love and open arms. I was gonna say we'll have a moment of silence, but apparently Icarus doesn't want that, so I will just say I love you guys. I love memes. Please check out the subreddit. I hope you guys liked the video. If you want early access to content like this, if you want bonus content, then please check out my Buy Me a Coffee page. I'll put a link somewhere down below, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Until then.